Miguel, I don't think I've ever asked you this. And you and I have a little bit more context, meeting in Fineo and doing Kettle Club and whatnot. But how'd you get into training?
Okay, so I went to three different high schools. I'm going to start way back. I went to three different high schools. I was in high school in Florida. I went actually, yeah, three. Started high school in Florida, went to a military school in Texas, and then finished my junior and senior year in Georgia. Moved around a lot, was always in athletics, playing football, lacrosse, baseball. I've done a lot of different sports. So I've always been playing sports back and forth. Didn't matter where I went. I ended up going to Auburn for a year, and I had walked onto their lacrosse team, had a lot of fun with their athletic department, and I'd constantly been working out. That had never stopped, regardless of what I was doing. And throughout the entire time, because I was definitely the kid in high school that was like, I'm going to go and play college sports, is why I kind of listed the high school thing. And even though when I went to Auburn, I ended up leaving Auburn. I only went to Auburn for a year. I ended up coming back to Georgia, went to Georgia Perimeter College. Didn't play sports, but again, continued to work out. And while I was there, I ended up dropping out of school. And I was working, I think I was about 20, 21 at the time, because I started at Lifetime Fitness in November of 2008. And asterisk that, going back to that apartment and back when I was at Georgia Perimeter and continuously working out, dropping out of college. So I was basically working at a restaurant. I worked at Mad Italian, which is a like a steak joint, or like a Philly cheesesteak joint off of like Dunwoody in Dunwoody. And I was there working and training. That's all I was doing. So my mom ends up giving me this like newspaper article about NPTI. It's a National Personal Training Institute. It's 500 hours of orthokinematics, 500 hours of muscle physiology. Orthokinematics, by the way, is joint movement, and 1,000 hours of nutrition. And after I did that, I was just loving it. And it was the first time I really enjoyed studying something. And throughout high school and whatnot, I'd made some good grades and done some good work. I was a pretty average student. I definitely wasn't always making A's. But that's when I realized I actually enjoyed wanting to shape my craft. I was already exercising, but I never really had any aspiration to like want to learn. I'm dyslexic, so I don't really like reading unless I want to read the topic. Like I would rather read something about muscle physiology than like a random book that's going to take me into maybe like I'm already in my own head with make-believe stuff, so I can go there. I don't need Dungeons and Dragons or like a book to do that. I can just go there in my own head. So educationally, I was really loving reading like about muscle physiology, exercise science, and all that. And that's when I was just super grateful for my mom for sending me that newspaper article. I went through that school and PTI. I was just loving studying the body and studying exercise and just going through that and shaping my body. I'd also had a lot of injuries, so it was really cool to kind of go through that. And it's just been uphill and just personal training since that time. So ever since basically getting that MPTI certification, I've been training and studying for training and nutrition and muscle physiology ever since November of 2008. Yeah, so a little over 13 years. And then as soon as my last day at Lifetime was in March of 2020. Is that when COVID started? Right, we're 2 years into this. So
it's debatable when it did start, when it did end, if it'll ever end. But here we are.
For me, it never really started. Like as soon as I think I took like 2 days off, I was like, okay, so I'm just going to go live on IG and I'm going to get outside because I'm not going to not stop going outside. I'm not going to not exercise or do that. So follow me and we'll keep going. I was very busy because a lot of people were very indecisive about what they wanted to think. And I was just very, I don't want to say courageous, but I was definitely very content and confident about like, I need to exercise. I still need to see people. I think it's good to be in connection with people. Since March 15th, which was the day that everything kind of shut down here in like Georgia, I want to say, I would say I took one day off, like the 16th, and I was like, I'm going to get in touch with all my clients. I can go to your house. I can bring power blocks. I can bring all the equipment. We'll set up and I'll go to your place. I'll make a little gym setup in your garage. I've helped like a bunch of clients help gym setups. I just kept going to people's houses, and I still kind of stayed that busy like throughout that entire time. I never stopped. I have a massage table. I was doing trigger point therapy. I'll show up at your house. You can come to me. And then it was just molding my little garage gym. That was really about it.